Welcome back to Sports Fans Only with your boy Sean Mack. Please subscribe to the channel and like the video and share the video. As I always say, small channel and I'm growing and I couldn't do it without y'all. I appreciate you. We're going to get right to it, y'all. Today we're going to be doing a little boxing. It's that time of the year, as my brother say, it's strap season time. I was watching YouTube and I saw this tweet that Shakur Stevenson put out, and he was calling Teofimo Lopez a little dude. And they had pictures of them. They known each other since they were young, but they both were little. To me, they both the same size, but I guess he trying to son him. He was like, just call me out. I'm ready to do this. I like this fight. Me and my brother was just talking about this fight. I think he got Shakur. I think I would probably have to go Teofimo, because Teofimo is going to want to get into more of a squabble. He's going to want to exchange punches, should I say, more than Shakur. And I'm not sure if Shakur could dance around with the great defense that he has and actually don't have to trade punches with Teofimo. And I think in those exchanges, I think Lopez will get the better of him. But I make that prediction not seeing training footage, not seeing workout footage, not seeing how they would look preparing for that fight before it happened. Just off cuff, back to the wall, I take Teo, but that easily could change if that fight ever happened. But now Teo calls him out and said, we could do this in January, and all the snack in the world ain't gonna help you, Shakur. So what we're gonna do is this. We're gonna get into this article about what happened, and I'll be back to spit some more of that hot fire holla. This is from Boxing News 24/7. Teofimo Lopez reacts to Shakur Stevenson's dismissive little dude reference to him by saying that snack won't help him when they fight in January. It's the first time that the WBO light welterweight champion Teofimo, with a record of 22-1 with 13 KOs, has given a date for when he wants to fight Shakur. We'll see whether Stevenson is willing to fight Lopez in a stationary one-on-one style as he did his last opponent, William Sabetta, on July 12th. Shakur got hit a lot in that fight, well over 300 times. Those were not shots that were blocked by him, unless you count getting hit to the body as being blocked. It'll still require Turki Al-Sheikh to come through with the money for Lopez and Stevenson. Stevenson with a record of 24-0 and 11 KOs should this fight happen. Teo won't agree to a pay cut from the $10 million he received from his last title defense against Honor Barbosa Jr. on May 2nd of this year. With the money that Al-Sheikh will pay for Shakur, he's not going to want him to turn in a Tom and Jerry performance of running around the ring for 12 rounds. He's going to want value for the millions he's paying Stevenson, and he's right to expect that. It would look so bad if Shakur was booed out of the venue that night by fans if he chooses to run. I could see Turki in the front row stewing with anger at this spectacle. He'll likely be telling himself, quote, I should have known better than to use Shakur, end quote. It's got to make Shakur happy that Lopez is now openly saying he plans on fighting him in January. He's been hounding him non-stop for the last 2 weeks, and what is a move to get a payday. But Stevenson prefers to go for the money rather than defend his WBC lightweight title against his top 3 contenders, and that's Andy Cruz, Ricardo Nunes, and Javier Herrera. And this is from Teofimo Lopez, quote, it's gonna feel good when this little dude makes you his little B in January. I suggest you take all the snack you need that you possibly can take, and even with that it won't help, said Teofimo Lopez, end quote, on X, firing back at Shakur Stevenson's comments. As I stated at the beginning of the video, those guys been knowing each other. They've been sparring since they were kids. They got pictures of them when they're look like they're about maybe 10 or 11. Maybe even a little younger, so they've been knowing each other. If they've been wanting to get this fight on, they could have. But I know one thing about boxing, the older I get, the more I learn about boxing. I've always watched boxing, been a huge boxing fan, but the more you get into it and the more I become like an not just a spectator, but I do a lot of research on it. It's always just boxing is 90% on who possibly could fight who, not who's fighting who. So it's always some type of drama. You have the promoters that might not like each other. You have the venue that you got to get. Then you got to see who's going to put up the purse. Then you got to see who's the A side and B side. I've actually heard fights of 2 champions not fight because one didn't want to be considered the A side and one didn't want to be considered the B side because they both was undefeated. And that fight actually never took place because of that. So, like I said, it's early in the game. But if I had to pick right now, balls to the wall, back to the wall, I'm going with Teofimo Lopez in this. But as I say, as more information come out, January's a long way ahead. And tell you the truth, that fight probably, if they would fight, it probably wouldn't happen in January. It'll be more like March or April. That's how much they push back fights. That's just how boxing is. But who knows? I like the beef between them two because it's not wholehearted serious, but they are serious. They do want to knock each other out. But you know, they don't like each other. They like the social media jabs, which is pretty cool to me, no pun intended. But on that note, I've been Sean Mack, and this is Sports Fans Only. Holla.